guys, I have been asked quite often what I do for my stamping. So I'm going to just take a whole video and explain what I do, where I get my supplies from, and how to actually go about stamping. Now, I just cut this batch of soap. It is actually still going through gel phase. I'm going to take the temperature. It's 109 degrees right now, so it's possible to work with this soap at the temperature it's at, but it is a little toasty. So I have a spray bottle of 99% isopropyl alcohol. It's just rubbing alcohol at a high concentration. So this stamp, this I got from Amazon. I got 12 bottles of it. It was a very good deal, so I just got that there. Sometimes it's hard to find it at the higher concentrations in the store. Even at like drugstores, pharmacy type stores, it can be hard to find that higher concentration, so I just ordered mine on Amazon. It's lasted a really long time, several years. I'm just on my last bottle now. So this stamp has my business name on it, Blue Haven Soapery. This one I stamp onto all of my soaps on the side. So I like to do a message or a word or something on the front. So this frees up the front and back if I wanted to do a message on both sides with my slide stamp. But this I got on Amazon, and it was about $24 to buy this. They didn't have a lot of options for details, but I really wanted something very, very simple. So this was perfect for what I wanted. So what I do, this is a rubber stamp. It's not plastic, it's not acrylic, it's rubber. So I take my spray bottle and I just spritz the whole length of it with rubbing alcohol. I set it down on top and very firmly and quickly do that with my rubber mallet. This is pretty hefty, it's pretty solid and heavy. Now you can see if you look close, it did indent a little bit of the actual side, not just the letters. So for my next one, I'll do it a little less hard. Since this is still going through gel phase, it's still fairly warm. And I don't spray it after every stamp, but if I notice that the stamp is sticking in the, there you go, that's perfect. It didn't get the side of the stamp, it just got the letters. So if I notice that the stamp is starting to stick into the soap or picking up soap, I will spray it again. It should not pick up soap. There's no reason why this should be picking up soap. So when I was first starting to learn how to stamp, it actually was a really super frustrating process for me, and I thought I just didn't have what it took. But the thing was, it wasn't that I was incapable, it was just I needed to play around a little bit, and I needed a little bit more information to make it work successfully. So don't for a second think that since it's not going easy for you or you're struggling, that you're not capable of doing this. You are. It just could be that you need a little bit more practice or need to try something a little bit differently. But please don't for one moment think that you are not capable of doing this. You absolutely are. If I can do this, you can do this. And a lot of it comes down to just trial and error, trying different things, seeing if they work, talking with different makers that are willing to walk through their processes with you and what they've learned. Sometimes that's a big battle. I started a learning group on Facebook. It is called Soaper's Haven. If you are looking for a safe place to ask your questions, whether that's about a soap recipe or just a question that you have about soap making, please feel free to join us. We just clicked over 500 members, and it's been climbing daily by the dozens. So the group is growing. I'm really excited to see where it's going to go, how much it's going to grow, all of those things. So then for the side, I am going to stamp in there. This is going to take a few minutes, so enjoy the sped up version. Okay, so now I have all of my letters that I need for the side that I am going to stamp. I need to set these into my slide backwards. So some letters, obviously like W and I, those don't need to be set backwards because they work either way, frontwards or backwards. But I need to make sure that these do face backwards, the ones that it does count for. So if I look at it, this D is a normal way, so I need to actually flip it so it looks backwards to me when I set it in. It goes against everything within you to like switch it. And this can be a learning curve as well. If you go onto Amazon and you look for biscuit flour, I just saw flour, I was looking up at here. Biscuit stamps, you will find tons of these. Lots and lots of different ones. Usually what I do is I spray it with rubbing alcohol, and then I'll either set it onto paper or a piece of paper towel. So I know that I got the lettering correct. Wildflower, yes. Because if I get it wrong, I'm stamping it into soap, and that's 1 bar of soap less that I can use or sell or give away. It's nice to be precise. And you can put anything on there as long as it fits on the bar of soap. See, this is already setting up pretty hard. It's gone through gel phase. It's still hot, but I have a ton of hard oils in my recipe. That is another thing that if you have... So, my phone just cut out on me. I'm going to start again. What I was saying was that these stamps you can get on Amazon. Look for biscuit stamps. The one that I have right here is no longer available, but they have tons of similar ones. You will be able to find what you are looking for. You'll find something that you like, and it will be a learning curve. If you know that going into it, it will help you a lot. If you do a severe water discount in your soap recipe, this is going to be ready to stamp a lot sooner than if you do a full water amount, 38%, which is typical for like hot process. But you see, I have no soap that is getting stuck in these letters. Zero, none. My soap is set up enough to allow me to stamp, and I'm using the rubbing alcohol. Both of those things together make for a successful stamping situation. I have used stamps from the dollar store. I have used stamps from Joann's, from Hobby Lobby, from Amazon, from Etsy. I have had incredibly detailed stamps of the northern lights with those tiny little strings of light represented in a stamp form. Very highly detailed stamps. And I've been able to do it. It all just depends on the recipe. The recipe, how much it's set up, if it went through a hot gel phase, the water amount, all of those things play a part in stamping. And I know you wouldn't think that. You would think it would be the quality of the stamp itself makes the biggest difference in how it's going to function. But really, it's not that. It's when you stamp and how you stamp. Some people like to use a piece of saran wrap and stamp over it. They don't use a rubber mallet. That is fine. That is fine. The biggest thing is find what works for you and do it. You know, just do it. Find what works for you. Experiment, be creative, and enjoy the process, because there's so much to learn. And if you can find really enjoyment in it, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. This will test your spelling skills as well. I always write it down on a piece of paper what I'm trying to spell, and that way I have less chance of getting it wrong. Not that there's no chance, there's never no chance. So when I have two words, often I just make a decision. I have to make a decision. Do I want it to be in two rows, or are the words short and I'm able to do it in one row? Do I want it going vertical? Do I want to go at horizontal? All of that can be decided upon. You get to decide. It's your bar of soap. There is no one size fits all. You need to do it this way. It's what you want. It is what you want. And if you see what I'm doing and you're like, you know what, I want to alter mine. I don't want to do it like that. I want to do it a different way. Go for it. Try it. Do something different. It doesn't need to be the way I do it. You can take mica powder, take a piece of paper towel, put a little mica powder on, and dip this in there and go like this and stamp it with the mica powder on. That way, these letters will really pop. But it just depends on what design you are going for. Maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want it, the words, but you want it to be more understated. You want it to be more subtle. It really just depends on what you want for your aesthetic and also for that individual batch of soap, because each batch of soap can be totally unique. I am definitely one who likes to change things up and try new things. I don't like doing the same thing every time. I mean, with the exception of I like stamping, but it's never the exact same. I stamp different words. I try to be inspirational. Sometimes I'll put whole quotes on my soap, and that takes a long time to stamp all that in, but it's worth it to me because it's creating something that is not just beautiful, but it's personal, and we are not suffering from over encouragement. You know, nobody in this world is suffering from over encouragement. If you can do something to add a little bit more joy into the world, if it takes a few more minutes, why not? Why not? It's so worth it every time. That's part of why I love being a part of different groups online. The blessing of it, not the curse, is that we have the opportunity, the unique opportunity to give courage. To encourage people is to give courage. We have that power. And that's amazing. That is amazing. I don't know why we wouldn't want to be doing that. We need it. We need it for ourselves. We need it for our kids. We need it for the world. It's a beautiful thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to pop in a couple pictures of the finished product in the daylight. I know this lighting is not the greatest, but I hope that this video was informative, that it was helpful to you. If you are a soap maker wanting to stamp, if you have any questions, please pop them in the comments. And you can also find me on Facebook. Like I said, I have that group that you can be a part of. It is public, so you will be able to find it. The Soaper's Haven. And I want it to be truly a haven for people. That our goal is to have a learning space that feels safe, welcoming, enjoyable, that we learn together and help each other. So that's all, folks. Thanks for watching.